Alright, so in the last video, we spoke about the 2J being one or two of the better inventions, and it's something they had hands on in by themselves without help from outside, like Mazda, BMW, Subaru, things like that. We essentially, I was pointing out that I could not find any evidence that they had any outside help to make that engine. They kind of built that engine from the ground up by themselves. In the end of the video, I mentioned that they have current engines that they're using now, specifically the G16 that you see in cars like the Yaris and GL Corolla. Those engines are also really good. I mean, 300 horsepower in a 3-cylinder is insane. And while I do realize the aftermarket is pushing the engine to its limits, making things north of 700 horsepower. Look, I'm not gonna act delusional and think that Toyota is gonna make a 600 horsepower 4-cylinder engine. Now, on this channel, we like to be honest, and I actually just want to taper expectations a little bit because I actually do not think so. And in this video, we're gonna cover that. Leave a like, subscribe for our honesty, and we'll get into it. Thank you. Now, I'm going to start this video with putting a little bit about myself out here. Guys, I'm one of the biggest Toyota fans. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I mean, no company outside of like Subaru, probably, and Porsche actually captured my attention more than Toyota. Because, I mean, I'm a motorsport fan. I used to watch rally. We all know the Celica. It's really good in rally. We know Toyota was like really good in Group 1 as of recently. So, I mean, I see a lot of Toyotas, and then I drive a Toyota. I have a minivan for the kids. I had a Avalon. Look, I'm just a Toyota guy. I'm not gonna hide the fact that I like Toyota, and I might even have some bias towards Toyota. But as far as when I hear some crazy facts or details about Toyota, I'm just not going to turn a blind eye, especially because, look, I just like having the honest truth and having my I hate being led down a road and then being blindsided by, the real news. So in this video, I just want to go ahead and taper expectations a little bit because I was reading on CarBuzz that Toyota announced an engine. They currently showed it at 450 horsepower, which I could believe. We've seen 4-cylinders make, over 400 horsepower. Mercedes did it. And I mean, even though this wasn't a production car, guys, can you remember the FQ440 from Mitsubishi making in the 400? So, look, it's not hard to believe. However, I kept reading, and then they spoke about the aftermarket pushing the cars well over the 300 horsepower limits in the case of the G16.
2.9 bar.
The rest to follow.
We're talking in and around 800 brake on this little 1.6 3-cylinder.
Yes. And more to come.
And more to come.
I was able to find 780, 800. I was able to find some pretty powerful aftermarket cars. Look, those guys are using methods that I'm not saying it's not gonna last forever. I mean, the car seems to be holding it. I'm taking their word for it. But as far as Toyota coming out with a 600 horsepower engine, I don't see happening, guys. And initially, when I heard the news, the 600 horsepower, I was thinking hybrid assist. So, maybe the 450, maybe 480, close to 500 something in the 4-cylinder, already pushing the limits And then, the hybrid assist at like 200 horsepower, 100 horsepower. Get it to that 600. That's what I had in mind, guys. I never imagined they were talking about just turboing the 4-cylinder making 600 horsepower. As that's insane. I mean, let's be for real here. If I do see a 450 horsepower from a 4-cylinder coming out of Toyota, I'd be extremely happy. Probably go out and buy whatever vehicles it's in, because let's face it, Toyota's gonna fit that in multiple cars. It's probably gonna be in a couple GR cars. It probably make its way in like a RAV4, or any. Toyota's gonna put that in. They're gonna get their money out of that powertrain, especially since they ain't got no V8s. I think the V8s is going away, guys. I don't see Lexus keeping it. Toyota already ditched it. So yeah, if they make north of 450, I'll be extremely happy. But then when we start talking about a 600 horsepower engine, then you start questioning: is Toyota going away from reliability and the pursuit of power and big numbers, something they could sell based on the wow factor? Because that's never been Toyota's way. Toyota's always been a very conservative, make sure everything works, kind of bring you just good products that will last a long time. But now it's seeming like they're following the market in the sense of, hey, let's push a big number down the market, and let's see see how much hype it could create. Another reason I'm saying I see that is I'm looking at the G16 currently. Toyota is pushing, I think, to 300 horsepower, allegedly. Now, we've seen that car in a dyno, and again, let's just face it, man. Like, especially in the case of the automatic, it's not making the power Toyota advertise that. I mean, it's close. I'm not saying they totally lied. I'm pretty sure on the perfect condition, probably could make it 300.
In four-wheel drive mode, we ended up at about 220 horsepower and 235 pound-feet of torque, which none of us guessed. Everyone overshot it.
But in a world where we see cars like when the Golf R advertised 310, and then they're making like 320 to the wheel, I mean, we see it different in contrast. Toyota want to sell the big number. Somebody like Volkswagen is being very conservative in their power figure. And I'm just fearing that Toyota's going down the wrong path with just a big number pushing, guys. Like, let's say they come out with a car making 580 realistically, and Toyota's 550, and Toyota's like 600 horsepower because it's even and it's gonna sell. And honestly, guys, people get that car, people buy it, and the first thing they do is take it to a dyno, because that's what you want to do with a 600 horsepower car. I mean, only car enthusiast is ever gonna buy a 600 horsepower 4-cylinder engine. So yeah, that car is definitely gonna hit the dyno. People gonna want to know: is what I'm hearing really what I'm paying for? I just feel like it's gonna taint Toyota's name if they go down this path. So let me know what you think, guys, about this all new 4-cylinder engine. I mean, is it gonna just be a peaky engine where the turbo is so big there's just nothing down below and just fly your head off when it hit the boost? Or, I mean, I know displacement have something to do with it. They talk about having more space in between so you could bore it out in the aftermarket. Kind of increasing your bore and making it where you could have probably a lot more displacement in the same stroke. So let me know what you think, guys. I mean, 600 horsepower realistic for Toyota and a 4-cylinder engine? Or are you more sticking to that 450 and still? Me personally, guys, I'm sticking to the low fours. I'm saying 450 is already pushing it. For Toyota, a company that wants to be reliable, but Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. I want to see, do you think Toyota's gonna push for that 600 and be reliable at the same time? Let me know. Thank you, guys.